Meeting to order. If we could, please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. And if you could turn face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Start with the roll call of councilpersons.
Lehman.
Here.
Podak.
Here.
Cassidy.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Paul. Mendoza.
Here.
Lake.
Here. Do we have a motion to excuse councilperson
I have
Hall?
a motion to excuse Councilperson Hall.
Second. All right, we have a motion by Podak, or by Baker, a second by Podak to excuse councilperson Hall. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Podak.
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Mendoza.
Yes.
Lake.
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
If that carries, councilperson Hall is excused. I believe there is going to be a motion from the floor to move the video we are going to watch up. Is that true? Councilperson Lake?
Make a motion to move the.
Make a motion to do that. All right, Councilperson Lake has made a motion to move the video up on the agenda for the Get the Let Out Glow Initiative overview. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Lake, a second by Baker. Clerk, would you call the roll to watch the video?
Cassidy.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Mendoza.
Yes.
Lake.
Yes.
Lehman.
Yes.
Podak.
Yes. All right, that motion does carry. We are going to go ahead and watch the Get the Let Out GLO or Glow Initiative overview video.
It's all yours, sir.
questions? Think we're good, Sarah? Thank you. All right, that concludes that presentation. We will get the lights back on and go back into the normal agenda. And we are at the minutes of the previous meeting. Hopefully at this point, you've had a chance to watch the last meeting that Acting Council President Lake did such a nice job doing. And you can make a motion to approve those.
Move to approve the previous meeting minutes.
Second. All right, we have a motion by Mendoza, a second by Cassidy to approve those minutes. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Baker,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Lake,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Hodak,
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yes. That motion carries. The minutes have been approved. Do we have any communications?
I have none.
Awesome. We'll go into reports of committees. The Finance Committee.
The Finance Committee met this evening prior to the regular council meeting. There was no old or new business to discuss, but we did have a presentation by Ryan Nelson with Red Tree Investments, who manages the portfolio of investment items for the city. He provided us with an economic and interest rate update, and then somewhat reviewed the portfolio of the city and what the future looks like with potential Fed rate drops over the coming months. Next committee meeting will be September 17th at 5:30 p.m. in council chambers.
Thank you. Public Affairs Committee.
One moment.
No problem.
A tree and beautification meeting will be held tomorrow, Wednesday, August 21st at 4 p.m. in Conference Room 2 here at 213 South Main Street.
Recording stopped.
Drive for Your School at Fostoria Schools. A Fostoria Schools and Reineke Family Dealership event is this Thursday, August 22nd at Fostoria Elementary School parking lot on HL4 Drive from 3 to 7 p.m. Come to downtown Fostoria to enjoy great food, drinks, and music at Latino Fest this Saturday, August 24th from noon to 11. There will be bouncy houses, roller skating, laser tag, and more. The final summer concert of the season with Wally and the Bees will be held on Sunday, August 25th at Wainwright Amphitheater in Foundation Park starting at 7 p.m. Next Friday, August 30th, the band Skittlebots will perform on the Urban Woody Brewery stage from 6 to 9 p.m. And lastly, there will be a voter registration drive at the UAW Loco 2021 Union Hall next Sunday, September 1st, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Every person who registers will be entered into a grand prize drawing. Thank you.
Thank you. Law and Ordinance Committee.
The Law and Ordinance Committee met this evening. Under old business, Councilperson Lehman informed us that the Compliance Department will be tracking landlord-tenant rights data and will give a yearly report on such in June 2025. There was no new business. Deb Tyson inquired about the one-sided parking. Renee Volgasong inquired about the red light usage at the end of Perry and Elm Street. The Law and Ordinance Committee will meet again on Tuesday, September 17th at 5:15 here in council chambers.
Thank you. Report of officers, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. First, next Monday, at 3:30 at Foundation Park, we will have the ribbon cutting for the recycling for Fostoria, which will be started up, and we will have recycling for plastics, cardboard, paper, glass, as well as we will have 2 bins for shoes and clothing. So that'll kick off next Monday. That site is set up with cameras and lights, and it is a misdemeanor to put trash in a recycling bin. So I would just remind people of that. Secondly, this presentation tonight by the GLOW Initiative, Fostoria is very fortunate to have been selected as one of 200 cities for this help. This team has been very impressive. They have really moved forward rapidly. Our team has worked very well with them. This is a big deal. Without them, we would probably be way behind the 8 ball. But there's a lot of work to be done, and depending upon what we discover, there may or may not be a major investment to be done that we will have to finance over a period of time. I also want to point out, if you looked at the map, you saw that Wood County was cut out of that map because Wood County paid for the investigation for lead pipes for all of their lines in the county. So that's already been completed, and no lead lines were found in Wood County. So that's good news for us.
Thank you. Director of Public Service and Safety?
All right, thank you, Mr. President. See a couple items on your agenda tonight. One of them is for a OPWC project, and that is this year aimed at a little kind of smaller than ones we've done in the past. We're looking at a sanitary sewer line on Central Avenue that was too big of a project for us to take on, and so that OPWC application is due on Friday, September 20th, so we can have a couple readings of that if you would, and then we'll hopefully get that one passed at the first meeting in September, so we can get that into Seneca County is the first deadline that we have for that piece. And then the next piece is the Wood County Park District. That's due in October, so you can get the readings in. That's aimed at that roof of that shelter house out there at Portage Park that needs replaced. If you go out there and take a look at it, pretty good sized shelter. It actually gets used more than you think at lunchtime. And so that is our application that's going to go in before that October deadline. And then 7L paving, the paving portion is complete. Most of the striping is done. Still have a few of the stop bars and crosswalks that go in yet, but they were in and out in no time at all and did a great job from what I've seen so far. So we're happy with how that had turned out. And I know he asked me when I first came in about that curb ramp over there at Tiffin and Main Street. And so Steve and I actually took a walk right after that, and that issue was caused there at the crosswalk by the hydrant that had gotten run over at some point, and then when we replaced the hydrant, didn't fix that. So we've just done some surveying of the curb ramps that need done down on Lytle Street for the 2025 paving project. So hopefully I'll have to check with the engineer to see if he'll need to survey that one as well, but we can maybe work that one into the when we go to do those intersections as well. So that's all I have for tonight, unless you have any questions.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Director of Law?
Thank you. I forwarded you all just prior to the meeting. Hopefully, some of you had a chance to look at it. I forwarded it as soon as I received it. An email from an individual with a number of questions that they were hoping the council could answer, and that is up to you guys whether or not you wish to answer those or how you wish to answer them. And that's really all I have. If you guys have questions about that.
I haven't read it yet. I didn't see it. What time
Okay.
did that come in?
Let me see.
It was late in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was very late.
It was late.
If it's addressed, it may have to wait till the next meeting.
Yeah, if you choose to.
Or as council people, you're more than welcome to reach back out to that person individually and respond as you see fit. So,
Absolutely. Or you can, if you wish to respond, you can respond to me and I can forward that information on if you choose. If you have the answers to those questions, or if you'd like the administration to look into the answers to those questions, however you wish to respond, I guess let me know if you want me to do something.
Thank you.
Yeah, I received it at 2:41 and I forwarded it on at 2:47.
I would, just a comment, I would think that if administration can answer some of them and get them done before the next meeting, then we'll have a chance to read it. And if there's something else we choose to answer, next meeting we can.
Sure, it was specifically addressed to council members. So that's just why I forwarded it on to you guys. The person requested some questions to be answered tonight by council. So I just forwarded it on to you guys.
Thank you. Director of Finance.
Just a couple of heads up for our first meeting in September, some legislation you're going to see. We need to pass a resolution adopting the undivided local government fund allocation for our Hancock County. The funding they're using an alternative funding allocation strategy. It is consistent with what they've done since 2000, but they do require a resolution. So you'll see that at our September meeting. It came in and I didn't have an opportunity to get it to you prior to this meeting. So then the other item is we did not appropriate any dollars out of our cemetery trust fund. We did do some paving there to finalize work that's been going on over the last couple of years. So you'll be seeing a $4,600 appropriation next meeting, appropriating money out of the cemetery fund.
Thank you. We will now move into the public portion. We had 2 people request time, so we will start with Deb Tyson.
Okay. Deb Tyson, 800 Woodward Avenue, Lot 9. And first, I want to start off by thanking everyone for all their work they've done this past few months since the beginning of the year here at Council. But it brings up a matter that I need to address. And like I said, I wanted to thank you all. And we have YouTube now to also thank that for those that can't show up here in person, they can be involved in some way. And many of the council people that are now joined had mentioned that this would be transparent, accountable, and communicative. I don't know, maybe they have a different version, but the meaning I get from them 3 words was that what you say, you stick to facts, and we don't have it, as I always do. I try to stick to facts, and I want the facts, but we do need to ask questions to find out where people are in the process of things, not just assume that nothing's being done. And let's see. And I also wanted to mention last night I went to Arcadia and they denied that application. Mentioned that it was like just a second time thing around because they did knock the B thing out. And let's see here. So yeah, basically I just want to thank everyone here for where you have answered questions for me. Been very helpful. And I would invite everybody in Fostoria to come to these council things, but at least listen on YouTube because it's very informative. So I thank you guys.
Thank you. And our next speaker this evening is Renee Vogelsong.
Renee Vogelsong, 702 East High. I want to thank you, President, for explaining a few things, concerns I had. It made things go a little bit different right now tonight than what it was going to. I'm glad you explained my past concerns, and now I understand them a little bit more, and I think we're all going to be on a better page. And another thing I was going to bring up was this cutout. I had noticed since my last time being here 2 weeks ago, I hadn't seen nothing. Okay, we hadn't as public seen anything. But we're having a big fest. Come on, this Saturday. That's going to be right there. It's going to be a lot of people. Is there possibly any kind of temporary repair? I mean, there's got to be something they can do. All it takes is somebody on a walker, somebody elderly with a cane, trip coming out there, and somebody coming down Tiffin Street. Maybe they got the green. They trip right in front of them. It's not going to be nice. And that's going to be, it's just going to be a hazard. Either block it off or a temporary fix, especially for this big fest. I mean, us as a city, we don't need a big lawsuit. And it could eventually be that, you know, and with it already being brought up and now everybody's on the same page, we sure don't want to say, well, we didn't know. So maybe, like I say, something temporary. I don't know what y'all can do. I don't know, but you just can't leave it there. I wouldn't think. I'd hope not, at least. But again, thank you guys for at least the ones I talked to that gave me the right answers I needed. And I had one of the food trucks contact me and wanted me to ask. They couldn't be here tonight and wanted to find out. They was concerned about how everything went so fast about getting the ordinance redone for the food units. But now they're being, some of them's going by that, what the ordinance is supposed to be. Some of them isn't because they're being told, well, it's not going to take effect after the first of the year. And they just need a clarification. Is it going to be the first of the year? Is it in effect now that it's an ordinance? What, I mean, I can understand. I don't have a food truck. I just utilize them and I got friends that's got them. So I'm here asking, you know, for them because they asked me to. So if we can figure out something that's going with them, that y'all can somehow get them answers out there. So you don't have part of them doing one thing, another part of them doing another. It's
What we're doing is we're attempting to educate them. We're using this time to try to educate them. We're not citing anybody. We will not cite anybody for the remainder of the year. However, when they come through for their licensing and everything for the first of next year, if they're not adhering to policy, they will be cited.
okay. Yep.
So we figured it's a transition period. Rather than come down hard, we'd try to educate them and see if they can come along gradually.
And that's fair. That's, as far as I'm concerned, I'd think that would be fair. And I'm sure they're watching right now. So, you know, because he was, as I was here, texting me, asking me if I'd mention it. So I did my part there. And so we can go there. And anybody that's watching that believes, well, it ain't worth coming up here and saying something, you can come up here and say something. You can get answers. You might not get them right here as I'm talking, but like it happened to me tonight, I got my answers. Even before I had to get up here and speak, I got answers. So it can happen that way. And just like they got their answers right now too. So.
And keep in mind, we're here pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So if they have questions, they're welcome to call or send an email, and usually we'll answer their questions. You don't have to wait till the first and third Tuesdays of each month, because we're here pretty much every day.
Okay.
I want to point that out. That's,
Yep.
that's
Or 421, day of the meeting, if you got questions. You can always ask earlier.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Vogelsong. Any other members of the public wish to speak? Seeing none, we will move into old business.
An ordinance granting consent to the Director of Transportation of the State of Ohio and authorizing the mayor on behalf of the City of Fostoria, Ohio, hereinafter referred to as the Local Public Agency, LPA, to enter into contracts with the Director of Transportation necessary to complete described pavement repair projects and declaring an emergency to exist.
That is the second reading of that ordinance.
An ordinance amending section 505.01 of chapter 505 of the codified ordinances of the City of Fostoria, Ohio, entitled Definitions, to include a definition of harbor.
That is the second reading of that ordinance. We will move into new business.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs to execute contracts as required and declaring an emergency to exist.
That is the first reading of that ordinance. or resolution.
A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Fostoria to prepare and submit a 2024 application to participate in the Wood County Park Grant programs and to execute contracts as required and declaring an emergency to exist.
That is the first reading of that resolution and concludes new business. Is there a need to go into executive session this evening? Seeing none, is there any miscellaneous business this evening? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Cassidy, a second by Lake to adjourn. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Lehman,
Yes.
Podat,
Yes.
Cassidy,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Lake.
Yes.
We are adjourned at 6:32.